Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode 20 of our Nagaoka campaign. Unfortunately, for those of you who are fans of the series, this is going to be the last episode because, as I've said before, there's just a very small amount of interest, not very many views, not very many likes, not very many comments, if at all. So unfortunately, the lack of engagement leads me to believe that no one, the vast majority of my viewers don't really care for the series, and as I've mentioned in channel updates, etc., I gotta kill it off. So, this is the last episode, but if you are a fan of the series, you may be happy to hear that this is going to be a bumper episode, maybe 45 to an hour long, potentially. Right off the bat, though, we can see that the Nagoya clan is destroyed. Who are the Nagoya? I could not tell you. I honestly have no idea who they are or where they were from. And that's just fine. Anyway, our shinobi Toshimasa has been sighted outside of Tsuruga, so we'll have to get him to move on. I think we'll get him to scout up towards Musashi, Sagami Musashi, etc., because we can see obviously that there are very few men inside Tsuruga, about 400 plus the garrison. So we can say pretty easily that that is going to be an easy capture a couple turns down the line. Right now, though, we can't actually move Tadayuki's army because of the resistance to invaders, etc., and the only thing keeping the people in line is obviously the garrison. So we can't really move any of these men for quite a while. I think, though, that if we were to grab some garrison units from North Shinano, we don't really have to worry about North Shinano too much. I was concerned that the Takayama would march out and defeat us, or take North Shinano, rather. They're not just going to, beat us in one turn, but they might capture North Shinano. But if we have to worry about North Shinano, then we have to worry about Echu as well. And, it's probably best not to stretch our resources that much. So let's instead focus on where we know the threat is, rather than where the threat may come from. Now, in Kosuke, we have recruited some samurai. So we've got 2 units of samurai within. And that's not bad at all. These 2 units could probably beat off just loads of men. Like, I'm talking like 700 men, one after another. No, they can probably beat back any assaults on the walls of the castle town Takasaki. Of course, supported by the garrison, so we don't really have to worry about Kosuke right now. Although I do need to know what is in Musashi so we can move from Kai province. Because if there's something in Musashi, it may paralyze us in Kai province, obviously. So we're going to get Toshimasa to scout Musashi, Shimosa, Shimotsuke as well. And then maybe we can build an army in Kosuke. As in Echigo in the north, it seems that the Morioka yet again are marching to war, led by Shonye Kiyoshiga. Unfortunately for him, but fortunate for us, it is the end of autumn. So winter will be upon us, and he will soon be suffering from attrition. Our small little fleet outside of Echigo is going to sail out to defeat the singular ship running a blockade. How do you run a blockade with one ship? I couldn't tell you. Honestly, I'm not like a naval mastermind, so I don't really know. Maybe they just kind of like sit in like a cove until they see some ships, and then they sail out and threaten them. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to auto-resolve this battle. Boom, look at that. We sunk that ship very easily without very much of a hassle. And look at that. We've gained a huge amount of income. It was like around 400 mon, probably. Just because we are trading with Sado. And that has resumed. Look at that. Yeah, 450s. Or 15, rather. So we've recouped 415 mon per turn. We are still being raided, though, by this single ship from Morioka. So we're going to sail out and sink that fucker as well. Here we go. We're going to auto-resolve. It seems like the Kanran Maru is a very popular class of ship, and bam, we've garnered an additional 200 mon as well. So we're not doing too bad. Our navy has saved the day, so we can sail back to port, repair a little bit if need be, etc. We could continue to build an army in Echigo so that we can, march possibly towards Fukushima, but instead I think, as I had said, we better focus our efforts where we know the issue is. So, first of all, Kai Province, we've now got a big army that could use some reinforcements in the form of some cannons once we build this field artillery school. There we go. Also, our geisha has improved in rank. Iha, who's in Echigo, as like an economic multiplier, so we will give her Oshaku, because she can enchant and entertain nobles, I guess. I have no idea what an Oshaku is. We'll make her a hostess as well, so she can, you know, seat everyone very easily and bring them tea and whatnot. Let's see, what the hell's Oshaku? To serve with supreme elegance is to put a man at his ease and thereby breach his defenses. Oh, shit. I guess, someone's training her how to just be so fucking graceful that the men let down their defenses. But anyway, I think that's about it for this turn. We're going to wait until we can advance either on Musashi or Suruga. We'll probably take Suruga just to, you know, consolidate our power. You know, get a border with our ally, etc. Then we won't have to worry about enemies in behind our lines. And then we can move on Musashi and Shimotsuke. I think Musashi is probably our prime target, so that we can complete this rail line, which goes all the way down, I think. Does it go through Suruga? Yes. Yeah, here it is. See, yeah, so we definitely want Musashi so we can go through Sagami, etc., etc. But anyway, for now, we must end the turn and head into the winter of 1866. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I see how it is. Fucking Barack Obama himself has declared war on us. And for whatever reason, he sent this Weasley little Japanese guy as, like, the messenger, I suppose. But anyway, we're not going to call our allies to help. We don't need to drag these guys into any further wars. But there we go. Now we are at war with Obama. I don't know where these guys are. Oh, fuck. Look at these assholes. They've raided my telegraph office. So they've cut the telegraph lines. They've probably beaten up my telegraph operator, so he's now bleeding on the floor. Bit of an issue. Luckily for him, we have some great health coverage. So, you know, he can get his dental, he can get his optical, whatever. Oh, shit. Toshimasa again is detected. Toshimasa seems... Oh, wow. Sensosai. Oh, yes, I remember this. This was a decision we had to make 2 or 3 turns ago. Sensosai. Following a prodigious Sensosai, our people have been inspired in their daily duties. Inspired endeavors. Look at that. Holy shit. 50% wealth generated by buildings across all provinces. That is not bad. So we dropped 2,000 Mon, and as a result, we've gained 50% income for 12 turns. That's crazy. I am pretty certain that we will recoup our 2,000 coins. Most definitely. Anyway, Kawhi... He now has an eye for the ladies, which is not at all surprising, because he also likes his food, and he also loves his ladies. That's nuts. He's just incredibly slovenly. It's nuts. Okay, Suwano has been destroyed. I don't know where those guys are. Who are the Obama, first of all? Let's see. Down to the Obama. Man, I'm going to be asking these guys for their birth certificates, I'll tell you that. Oh, I see. Okay. They are... on the other side of our Sado allies. I believe Sado owns that territory. Yes. Very odd. Here they are in Wakasa. I don't know why they've declared war on us. It's hard for me to say. But I'm pretty sure we can ignore them for quite a while. But for now, I think we should get Toshimasa to spy on Musashi. Like I said, I think he is probably the shittiest spy we could have ever recruited. Oh, look at this. The Odawara are delving into Aitsu territory with just a huge amount of Shogitai, and they're taking massive attrition. And shit, they've got a huge amount of generals as well. What is the family name of Odawara? I guess it's Okubo? Okubo? None of these guys share the family name, so I suppose they're mercenaries or something. We've got Doi Nagyoji, Ishin Yasuoki, Hisatake Katsumitsu, and Senui Minonari. Okay, well, none of these guys share the family name, so they're just some freelancing dickheads or something. So we can tell that the road to Kai province is clear. There's very little forces in Musashi itself, except for the garrison and these 4 units. I wonder if the road to Kozuke is safe. Although these 3 units are now taking attrition, that's just fine with me. Maybe eventually they'll leave. That would be wonderful. We're going to take our navy. I think we can fucking bombard these guys. Yes. Okay, well, apparently we missed. I guess Tsutsui Tsukiyasu thought he had seen the enemy encampment, but what he actually bombed was, it was a village of migratory merchants or something. I don't know. A camp of some poor monks who have now been blown to absolute smithereens. May they rest in peace. We're going to have to deal with that eventually. The state, that'll come straight out of the state treasury, of course. Speaking of, we're going to blow some money on upgrading North Shinano because it is by far the fucking breadbasket of our empire. Well, not so much breadbasket as like coin purse or something. I don't know. But what we will do is we will upgrade the inn into a market, I would say, because that will increase town growth per turn, and it will also increase wealth, the total wealth generated. So, okay, we'll upgrade a market. We will also upgrade the farm to tenant fields. There we go. So we've blown a huge amount of money there. That's just fine. How is the taxation here? Tax rate, 18%. Oh, shit. Apparently we're going to be suffering some kind of brain drain in North Shinano as all the rich folk flee to much greener pastures in like the ass end of our kingdom, which I suppose is Echu, because I guess that's how money works. Like if you tax people too much, they'll just pack up and leave because there's no other mitigating factors involved. But anyway, we're making a huge amount of money off of North Shinano, that's for sure. We may want to pour some money into Echigo as well, as it is our second largest moneymaker as well. Should we make a military port? I would think a trading port would be good for Echigo. Well, no, a military port would be pretty good. That will allow us to recruit and build foreign veterans and copper-plated ships. At the same time, we can also build a larger market there, and also larger fields, but I think a military port is probably the next best thing. So we'll throw down the remainder of our money for a military port. And we'll have to take a look at Kai province here. What do we have? I'm sure the public order is not much better. Resistance to invaders is 10. So I think once we bring some of these garrisoning forces forth, that will allow us to remove our armies. Now, in the meantime, I think that's about it. We don't have any additional agents that need to move. Maybe Kōmei. I don't know. Kōmei is kicking it in Kai province to reduce the public order issues we're having there. So I think we'll have to advance through winter and into spring. And once spring comes around, that is, of course, campaigning season, so we can capture Suruga, possibly Musashi instead. Hard to say. But anyway, here goes another turn. Ugh, see, this is what I'm talking about. Toshimasa is forever being detected. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's just like walking down the street, broadcasting like, "Hello everyone, my name is Toshimasa. I am a spy for the Nagaoka clan. Don't mind me, just gonna nip down and get some fucking bowl noodles or something." I don't know. It is now winter, apparently. For some reason, we didn't receive this haiku a month or two ago when it actually started snowing. But anyway, winter. When will spring arrive? In the grip of cold white death, the earth is smothered. And we've got negative 5% to campaign movement range, which does not seem like a lot, but I mean, if you factor in like over 5 turns, that's a loss of, well, 5%. I was going to say 25%, but that's not exactly how that works, is it? Okay, so we're putting some forces into Kai province, and we can take a look at the numbers here. I'm going to look into the numbers. I'll get back to you. I'll give you a ring. Thank you, Bill. I'll catch you on Monday. Okay, so resistance to invaders is now at 9, and we can probably leave behind these 2 garrison units.
Is there nothing else?
No. We've still got 4 turns, essentially, until we're ready to go. I guess, well, non-clan allegiance will disappear. Resistance to invaders is dwindling down.
Ready for orders.
But for the time being, I think we need to stick it around. Stick it out in Kai Province anyway. Toshimasa. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, as I had said, the road to Kai Province, or sorry, Kosuke Province, is most undoubtedly it's not safe anyway, because the Aitsu are out in droves. And now they're raiding all my shit. My telegraph office, as we saw last season, it's getting demolished, and there's just a bunch of units. I think we can still turn these guys away from Kosuke if need be, but I think what we need to do, we can recruit some additional units just to be safe. I think 2 units of Katanakachi will do us good. 2 turns away. For a grand total of 200 coins per turn. And you know what? In actual fact, we can probably start to build a secondary army in Kosuke because we have quite a bit of cash. Unfortunately, all we have in Kosuke is the ability to recruit samurai when we in fact want like line infantry and shit like that. Which I guess is gonna have to come around next turn. But our navy is at it yet again. They're gonna try to sail by. Forget that they just massacred like 1,000 merchants, and then they're gonna try to bombard the enemy, and they've only managed to kill 75 spear levy, but I mean, it's something. This is looking to be quite the fucking army, though. There's like a shit ton of melee units, in addition to a lot of garrison infantry, so I suppose, well, I should say levy infantry, so I suppose we'll have to deal with them as the time comes, but turn by turn we can bombard them and just kind of fuck them up a little bit before they arrive. But, once again, here goes another turn. Well, it appears that these Kumamoto fuckwads have sailed in yet again, and they're blockading my port, except they've got many more ships, and they're most likely larger. They've got a Kasuga class here, which is the 3rd ship, so either there's 3 Kasuga class, or there are larger ships, like Kayumaru or something, I don't know. So that is a little upsetting. Our fleet, though, is going to continue the bombarding operations, so we've just killed 200 men there. And I'm just hoping that we don't get attacked in the meantime. If we do, we can retreat, and maybe that'll be okay. We could always just bunker down in the port of Echu as well. And we may as well recruit yet another Kasuga class, I think. That is... oh, fuck that. That's a lot of money. It's basically our entire budget for these next couple of weeks, but it's just fine. What we need to do now, I think, is actually recruit or move some units to Kosuke, because look at this. The Aitsu are beginning to move up generals and more White Tiger Force, and they are well on their way to having a big, fat, sweet army to assault Kosuke with. Luckily for us, though, Kai Province is very nearly ready to let us walk away. It's just 3 more points. Just 3 more fucking points. And that's 3 turns, unless we bring in even more garrison units. But I don't think we want to. We've recruited some infantry in Echigo. We've built a copper refinery in Kai Province. And an inn in Kai Province as well. So Kai Province is looking not bad. Not bad at all. We've got 1 public order from buildings, which doesn't really do much. And then we've got a bunch of like copper and town wealth, etc. from these mines, which is not too fucking shabby. I do believe we will need 1 more unit of infantry in Echigo for now, though. Maybe we can march down towards Kosuke if need be. Echigo is a pretty strong place, and now that we are bombarding the enemy, they're taking massive attrition. You know, it's going to be a pretty ragtag army by the time they reach the capital. But in the meantime, let us take a look at Shimotsuke Province as well. There are no forces aside from the ones they've already sent, which is pretty annoying. So that means that most of the Aitsu strength is present in these 2 armies. Maybe they're garrisoning Fukushima, Hitachi. If this is an Aitsu... no, it's Josei. Okay, so Shimotsuke, Fukushima. There could be a huge amount of men in Fukushima. I don't know. We'll have to find out eventually. But in the meantime, let's end another turn. I'm just trying to race through the turns so we can get Tadayuki out, whilst we hold down the fort everywhere else, essentially. Interestingly enough, we've managed to turn the Morioka away, and now they are marching north yet again to suffer like half a year's worth of attrition on the way back. I don't know. In the meantime, they've built a single ship to raid our trade routes, so we shall have to blow them out of the water with our little cannons, loaded with cotton candy and all sorts of, I don't know, nails, whatever you'd load a cannon with. And we're going to auto-resolve, of course, and we've sunk yet another Morioka ship. Our own ships are beginning to take a little bit of damage. I think what we ought to do is sail around the long way to return to the port of Echu to meet up with our newly built Kasuga class. And we can also probably build another Chiton or Kanran Maru by the time our fleet gets back. What do I have? Kanran Maru. Let's see. Okay, so I can build a Chiton class, which has just 2 more guns for 20 mon. Okay, we'll build a Chiton class just for the hell of it. By the time our fleet gets there, we will link up with it. Link up with them, I should say. We've now got 2 more units of Katana Kachi in Kosuke, a couple units of line infantry in Echigo, which we can now. We should move our levy garrison, levy units rather, towards Kosuke, because there is actually a large Aitsu force being built. There is like a full stack of units here now. One side is suffering attrition. I'm not sure the other side is. I think the general-led army is... Yeah, see, they're fine. Until, that is, they cross the border, but I don't think they will until the end of winter. Toshimasa has not been sighted this turn because he was far away from civilization. The Odawara are apparently suffering attrition, except for the Shogotai units are still full strength. I don't really understand. The Tsushima Fuchu have been destroyed, and we've built... Oh, shit, we've built an artillery school in Kai province, so we can now... Oh, no, we don't have enough money to build... fucking artillery piece. Okay, we're gonna cancel the construction of a Chiton-class ship. We're gonna run down to the docks. We're gonna smack the order for the ship out of, I guess, like, the harbor master's hands. We're gonna, like, tear it up into little bits, and then we're gonna run right back to Kai province to the field artillery school and put in one singular order for an Armstrong, or sorry, Parrot gun, I suppose. 4 Parrot guns, 3 turns, and then we can begin to march. And I think by the time those guns are complete, we will be able to march out. Yes, it's fucking perfect. I cannot believe it. And then we can march on, perhaps, I don't know. I really want to take out Musashi or Tsuruga. But I definitely want to have a battle before the end of the series here. So I'm going to have to figure something out. I don't know. Our fields have repaired themselves. Our telegraph offices are well on their way. We've got 1,000 gold coins to mess with this turn. What can we do? Not much, aside from recruit some more useless units. So I think we'll hold on to them for next turn, see what we can possibly build something. I don't really know. Well, the Kumamoto have sailed out. They intend to sink our fleet. And as I said, they do actually, in fact, have a Kaiomaru and 3 fucking Kasuga class and 1 Chiton class. So they've actually got a huge amount of guns, which we don't have. So I'm going to try to retreat. I'm not certain that we will actually be able to get away. Although we are now sailing into some very deep and dangerous waters. I'm not so certain. Okay, well, the Kumamoto have left us alone for this turn. Although you can see in the background there, the Obama have arrived from, I guess, the north, just to fuck with my shit. I don't know. Perhaps they get some sort of sick pleasure out of it. They probably do, those assholes. Toshimasa has been discovered, of course. Just walking down the road. Whistling away and snapping. Da 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 da. It's me, Toshimasa. Hey, Toshimasa. Fuck. Okay, so he's now sneaking by Musashi, which is beginning to build a bit of an army. They've got some Yariki and some Shogotai. We want to be aware of this. I think we should really get all the way up to Fukushima to get a better idea of what's going on in the entire realm of the Aitsu. Okay, we've built a ship, though. Kasuga class. And now we have the difficult task of actually returning. Oh my god, it's not difficult at all. We can sail right back into the port of Echigo as long as the Kumamoto are not between us and the port. It's really hard to say. Can we speed this up a bit? Oh shit. Okay, well, we've sailed right into the clutches of the Kumamoto. So we are now fucked, basically. We're mostly fucked because I don't think we can retreat outside of the movement range of this this set of ships. I really should have seen that coming, but I did not. So, you know what we could do? We could sail out and try to reinforce our fleet so we can put up a bit of a fight. I don't think it's going to happen, though. We'll hold on to our Kasuga just so that it doesn't get blown out of the water. We can now tentatively, you know, start a new fleet. We've built some fields in North Shinano, so the wealth is going through the absolute roof. The tax rate has increased a little bit as well. My god. I forgot. We did actually develop merchant housing, which increases our economy. Cordial relations would probably be a good next choice. But I think abolition of land restriction would be a good one as well, because then we can build even larger farms. Zaibatsu fields. I don't know. It's a tough one. We can. Okay, you know what? Tea ceremony is not bad. We'll try tea ceremony. I don't know. This is a tough one. What do we? Okay, there we go. Restoration of the domain. We'll research this so that we can upgrade our cities a little bit better. It will increase public order. Tsutsui Tsukiyasu is our fucking admiral. He's been blocked. We know this. We know it all too damn well. Okay, so we'll grab Tadayuki, leave our garrison forces, and march south. Our cannon will meet up with us next turn, and look at that. We've got enough public order to actually march out and attack. So, how long do we have? We've got 2 turns until the cannon is complete, and luckily 2 turns is like exactly when spring begins, so we can easily march out and capture Surga. I cannot believe it. What are the fucking chances of this? I don't know. I didn't plan it. It just happened. Our forces, though, are 2 turns away as well from reaching Kozuke. The Aitsu are running rampant around our territory, but they are suffering lots of attrition. They've lost over 100 men from most of their units, like their levy units, etc. It's fucking fantastic. Our port is in such an abysmal condition. It's so much to repair as well. My god. We can pump some more money into North Shinano, but I think we would rather put it into maybe not Echigo because it is kind of on the front lines. Maybe Echu would be a better option. Yeah, look at that. We can build. Why was it I built a gambling den here? Why would I do that? For the public order, perhaps? I don't know, but it's definitely the wrong path to be down, I tell you that. Regardless, we're going to build some fields in Echu just for that income bonus. And then maybe one day we can look at demolishing this illegal gambling den, because I don't know if you guys know this, but Echu is renowned across the land for being like a paragon of virtue. All the good people go there. Mr. Rogers lives there, right next to Mr. Dressup as well. It's very odd. But I think we can end our turn. I'm very stoked to get our cannons, and then we can absolutely obliterate the walls of Suraga. It's gonna be a good time. A blastingly good time. Well, we may never actually get to Suraga. We may never get to use our parrot guns, because the Aitsu have marched on Kozuke. So we're going to have to defend against a relatively equal-sized army, actually, with our shitty little castle. And this may be the last battle of the series right here, but I definitely want to hold on to Kozuke. So we'll see how it goes. We've got Matsudaira Yukitsuna against our captain, Okonomiya Sedamori. Luckily, we have quite a bit of melee infantry that will cut through theirs. They've got spears. And a lot of this White Tiger force, unfortunately, which is very concerning. But I think we have a level 2 castle in Kozuke province, so it may be enough to fend them off. I don't know. But I'll see you guys on the battlefield. And here is the castle of Takasaki. 2 levels. I've had to place my spear levy on the first level because apparently the capture point to the towers is on the first level. You would think that the entrance and therefore the capture point would be on the second level, you know. Because any military engineer worth his salt would build it like that. But, see, like, this is the thing here, this tower. The capture point isn't on the fucking ground, it's up here. But anyway, that's what I've been forced to do, and I think it's because they want you to, you know, actually put some effort into defending the first level, and that's what I had to do. Anyway, we've just got some random missile units everywhere else. I've got my matchlock catchy and my line infantry ready to rain fire down upon anyone who makes it into the first level. But for now, we really need to stake out the enemy. So we've got 2 units of matchlocks here, 2 units here. So the southwest is faced by all cavalry, so we don't really have to worry about that. Directly, the east and west seem to be under the most threat of being assaulted, I guess, which makes sense because they are the lowest points. Although there could be a lot of units hidden in the trees elsewhere, which is kind of what I'm seeing. Units are popping up. Yeah, units are popping up. So we are actually surrounded quite equally, but I've got 3 units of katanas either end, so we can possibly repel some people climbing, I guess. But in the meantime, we will speed through the initial positioning, I guess, whilst the enemy kind of just marches towards our castle until, of course, they get into firing range, which is about to happen. Everywhere. I think in the east, yep, about to happen. The west, likewise. Yes, very nearly. Okay, and then our units will begin to open. Just fucking let the floodgates open. The bullet floodgates. It's gonna be round after round, and here we go. These guys are beginning to fire on these White Tiger Force, who are definitely undermanned. I don't think that we are actually. We're not hitting. No one's firing on my end. I don't know what's going on. Can we at least try? No, it doesn't appear to be the case. No one's trying. This unit of levy, though, is firing, and they're firing at these matchlock samurai, it seems. We are receiving fire all around the castle, though. These guys are marching right up to the walls, and damn, they're taking some heavy fire. 20 casualties either side, and it looks like their stamina, or is that morale? I can't quite. No, it's morale at the top there. They're not doing so hot because they are, as I've said, taking lots of fire. Let's see. We want to check out the north here a little bit. These White Tiger Force are going to try to climb up this massive wall being fired upon by an archery tower. I mean, if that's what you want to do, be my guest, put our service to the test, because you are free to die all you want. That's great. We are going to retreat as these men begin to climb, obviously, as we always do, because we don't want to be engaged in melee when we can set up a sweet firing line right here. There we go. We're going to retreat because these guys are beginning to climb. They're shaken and wavering, etc. If we can set up a firing line before they arrive, that would be wonderful. My archery tower is, of course, covering my ass. On this flank, we are taking some casualties from enemy fire, but it's not nearly as much as we are causing. Are we? No, we're still not firing upon these White Tiger Force, but I think we can easily turn away these spearmen. We're beginning to see some fire from my garrison infantry here. We just need to form some lines, please. Yes, they're gonna. Oh shit! They've decided to form like this nice wedge too, which is great. Oh, you can even see all the bullets hitting the fucking ground. It's great. Follow this. Oh, mother of pearl! My men have. Okay, let's just envision this for a second here. Let's pretend this is real life. My men have decided to turn around. Pretend the samurai, the encroaching spear-armed samurai, are not there, and they've just decided to face and look at my spearmen who are imploring them. Please, turn around. For the love of Japanese gods, turn around. But they refuse, obviously, because they are trained military men, and they don't just take any orders from, you know, Spear Levy. They gotta hear it from their westernized officer. So we're not going to be able to form a firing line before the spears appear, but at least my line infantry are taking care of it, and they are beginning to break. So, can we do it? Can we get at least one volley off? We can. I think we're taking a lot of fire from my own men, though, which is not great. Okay, we've seen off one unit. These guys are not running, unfortunately, but we are beginning to fire. Oh, shit. Point blank. And all of these samurai are wavering. It's pretty good. It looks like the White Tiger Force are beginning to climb on this flank, and we can see them off with our katanas, obviously. Meanwhile, as I said, they are taking fire from our tower. Wonderful. It looks like these spearmen are not doing so hot at all. We need our garrison infantry to fire at the encroaching units so we don't take a huge amount of casualties, as we are doing. We're losing lots of men out of our units here due to probably friendly fire, but also, okay, we definitely don't want these guys firing at all. Stop, please. How do I get them to stop? I cannot get them to stop because they are on the walls. Okay, there we go. We've ran off 1 or 2 units there. We're going to we're going to set up a permanent firing line. But I think we'll have to set it up, like, way the hell back here. There we go. Meanwhile, I think we'll send our spear garrison forward to, you know, brunt the assault of these White Tiger Force. There is no movement on this flank yet. We are beginning to engage the White Tiger Force with our katanas, cutting them down very easily, very handily. Our spears are being demolished by these samurai, so I think we ought to set up some more firing lines, and we'll get our garrison infantry and our levy infantry to fire. There we go. Oh my god, we're wavering. Well, are we wavering? No, we're doing okay. The enemy has broken. Okay, never mind. We'll put our spears up here just in case we're put into like a melee situation. But now the enemy White Tiger Force are beginning to advance, and we are able to set up a nice defensive line. Very nice. Okay, these guys are going to fire at that White Tiger Force at will. In guard mode, there we go. Everyone is going to fire at will at these White Tiger Force, and here you go. You can see the bullets landing. It's like a modern day, well, no, not modern day, but a feudal Japan D-Day. This is just nuts. If only we had a Gatling gun, the analogy would be complete, but no. Instead, we are dealt the equivalent of a Gatling gun, which is like just a huge amount of men with single-shot rifles, I guess. These guys are just really disorganized as well, which I'm sure is not helping. Oh my fucking god, they're climbing the walls. And we're not prepared for this. Okay, so... Oh shit, they're actually capturing our towers as well, and they're not doing too bad against our Katana Kachi, actually. I thought my samurai would do much better against these assholes, but it is not the case. But luckily, we are recapturing that tower. These White Tiger Force, though, are not really receiving any fire from my men. Kind of odd. I suppose we need to focus fire there a little bit, because, like I said, no one's really moving. But we can keep those men at bay. We'll charge with our katanas here before they, you know, open fire. Still not a lot of movement on this flank. We've broken a unit of White Tiger Force. These guys are shattered as well. Oh no, sorry, these guys are shattered. These guys are wavering. You can see the huge amount of casualties caused by our levy. And still they refuse to move. I think we've pretty much got this flank. We don't need to worry about it too much further. But the White Tiger Force is beginning to advance into my levy garrison infantry. And what are these guys doing? My other garrison infantry are firing at whom? These guys. Can we break these guys, please? No. Okay, fine. Fuck it. I'll send in the spears. Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, no, I understand. Okay, we'll rebuild a fucking line. Oh shit, our tower's being captured. But the White Tiger Force is beginning to rout. Oh shit, we've got levy garrison up here as well. I completely forgot. No wonder these units just melted away. Shit, that is brutal. I think we'll engage with our with our captain as well. He's going to move in with his katanas. Our line is holding. It's not too bad at all. We just need to fire at not those guys. Who is still in formation? No one. I think we've pretty much done it. We're going to push our lines a little bit further. We're going to recapture the first level here. Looks like my katanas are wholeheartedly capturing and taking out these White Tiger Force, who are wavering, it seems. These guys are broken. We've charged in with our melee units, and we're cutting these Yari down. On the east flank, we still got some Matchlock Kachi firing at us, to no avail. I wonder, can we focus fire on this unit? That would be great. These guys have taken a lot of casualties. Roughly 70 men, but that's okay. This is not bad at all. Having a firing fight with some enemy men is not bad because, I mean, we're in cover, and they are not. But we've actually drawn the enemy a little bit closer to the walls, which is great because we are opening fire on them. And they'll begin to take casualties anytime soon. No. They actually have quite a bit of cover from our walls. Due to the shitty slope, you think our landscapers, Mr. Hernandez and his buddies, would have taken care of that prior, but they have not. Shit, we need to set up another firing line. So we'll grab our 300 men, pull them up here. Our 100 men will pull them up here. And we'll leave the archery tower to the elements, it seems. Now, our melee infantry have carried the day, and they've taken out the enemy. But we'll get these 300 men to, take a position here. Our katanas, again, have cut through these White Tiger Force, who are still wavering. And now we've somehow drawn the enemy into a closer engagement, but we want to focus fire on these matchlocks, I think. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so the enemy general is now charging into the castle, and our 100 levy men are trying to rush behind the safety of our walls, but it might not be enough. We're gonna, oh shit, we are firing upon these Yariki. And since they're so spread out, that's their only saving grace. They're so spread out that they might actually be able to avoid taking casualties. But you can tell by just like the huge mess of bodies on the first level here that it's not going to go their way. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's messy, guys. It is messy as hell. The general is now stopped just short of our walls, which is lucky for us because my rifles are about to take a position and open fire. Oh my word. Here they go. Okay, so we've fended off all sorts of men either side. On the east flank, we've blown apart one or two units. I think we can probably order and issue a full-on retreat so that we can build some firing lines here, which would be not bad. We've got 2 units on Overwatch, and shit, we're taking care of all the cavalry here. They're going to try and run and capture the archery tower. Maybe it's their saving grace, but no, you cannot stem the tides of modernization. Our bullets will win 100% of the time. Oh my fucking god. These guys, though, you have to admit, are pretty fucking heroic. I would have never have undertaken this mission. I would have been like, you can blow a French horn. Oh shit, they easily captured that tower, which is a bit of a problem, so we're going to charge down with our katanas to recapture. No problem. Our 100 men here are not going to fire. They will instead take a position on the opposing wall here. We've got our firing line set up, so they'll have to just climb the walls, but they're beginning to rout, so we will easily deal with them if they do try to climb up the walls. Holy shit balls. We are demolishing these Aitsu. A 2-tiered castle is like a million times easier to defend than a 1-tiered. And there we go. We've killed the enemy general. Our katanas are going to recapture the tower. Try to take up a defensive position, I suppose. All of our rifles are just raining down upon these guys, and somehow the majority of them are living. Like, I haven't seen a single guy. Okay, well, there was one right there. Not many of these men are dead, though. That's the thing. Okay, so we've shattered the general. These White Tiger Force that were here have shattered. I think we've shattered everyone, yes. That's victory for us. The final battle of the series. The defense of Takasaki. Not bad at all. Decisive victory. Holy shit, that was just brutal. I almost feel bad for the I2, but at the same time, they can go suck a fuck, I suppose. I don't really care. It's kind of dramatic in the way because we were allies turned enemies. And there we go. We lost less than 1,000 men, and they lost 4,000. And only 60 men remain of that entire army. Oh my god, we destroyed the entire army. They were absolutely dashed upon the rocks of the walls of Takasaki. Unfortunately, the Kudamoto have decided to sail out and try to defeat our fleet. Can we retreat far enough away that they lose interest? Not entirely sure. We are now sailing into uncharted waters. No. It's not going to happen. We are not going to be able to defend against the Kumamoto. Well, you never know. We have explosive shells. I don't know if they do. And I think it's fitting to follow the last land battle of the series with the last naval battle. So I think for the sake of the series, we will try to bring as many of these bastards down to the bottom of the sea with us, down to the depths. And here we are. This is the, the open waters, I guess, in the Sea of Japan, between Japan and Korea. We will take up a defensive line. We'll put the Kasuga in the middle, and we will put the other two ships something like this, I suppose. I don't know. I don't really know if the Kumamoto have explosive shells, but at the very least, we can, cross their T and hope that we sink a ship or two, maybe even the Kayumaru. That would be a good fitting end, but we can see the Kudamoto ship here approaching towards our lines. My men obviously shitting their pants on the Kasuga, though the historical record will show that my men stood, heroically to defend their homeland, and they took down 10 men for every one that fell. In truth, actually, they're all sitting here crying and pissing their pants and, hoping for their mamas. But anyway, the Kudamoto have begun to, I guess, go that way. They've decided to take a sharp turn, I suppose. So we're going to go ahead full to try to, head them off at the pass, as it were. Whether this will be successful or not, I'm not sure. But they've obviously avoided getting the T crossed. And now we are beginning to open fire in a parallel fashion. Their guns outrange mine because I am using explosive shells. So I think it's safe to say that they've got standard shot. Unfortunately, though, this means that I have to close the distance to be effective. So they have actually kept me at an arm's length, and they have been able to inflict damage when I have not. So they've definitely done well in, using all the advantages they have to their utmost. Oh my god, my Kasuga has taken some hits, that's for sure. We definitely need to... Okay, there we go. My Kasuga is now firing. At their Kasuga, they did not see explosive shells coming, so now they're like, oh my god, this is not the regular old solid shot kind of naval battle, and I don't want anything to do with it. So maybe they're beginning to rout. All 5 of them beginning to rout. No, okay, but we have begun to light a fire on board the main Kasuga here. So at the very least, I think we can take down at least 1 ship. Maybe 2. Let's get some fast reloading going on. Now is the time. It's, mission critical right now. If we can throw some shells down range and put 1 ship out of order, maybe we can, begin to roll on down to the next, and the next, and the next, etc. Our hulls are holding up fairly well, except for our first cannon Maru, not so hot. It's been taking shells from these Kasuga, this Kaio Maru, for quite a while. Their Kasuga hasn't really taken much damage, but it is on fire, so I mean, that we have that going for us. This other cannon Maru is trailing behind, so we'll overheat the engine just to bring them up to speed with everyone else. Do we want to focus on this Kasuga? I believe so. That will allow us to, like I said, focus then onto the Kaio Maru. If we were able to put out of commission 1 ship, at the very least, that would be great. Looks like their Kaio Maru is beginning to split, or going to try to split the fleet a little bit. Looks like this main Kasuga here, the first ship is kind of been left alone for some odd reason, so that leaves us to just shell the absolute shit out of them and throw. Oh my god, yeah, they're taking a huge amount of damage. Our first Kanran though is going to have to repair, so we will. Oh, I see what's going on. They're going to try to come around behind us with this these two Kasugas, so we're going to have to head this way to try to prevent that. Oh, they're definitely gonna flank us, that's for sure, for certain, unless we can outmaneuver them. Have we done some serious damage to this ship? We have. They're on fire. They've got a lot of hull damage, but I think now's the time to try to outpace these ships in the rear here, for certain. We can definitely negate these two ships if we move fast enough. That's the thing. So we're gonna have to grab all of our ships and try to sail right into this Kasuga, it seems. Unfortunately, this ship is gonna have to go at half speed. Have we lit this ship on fire as well? Oh my god, we've lit 2 Kasuga-class ships on fire. We've lit 2 on fire, I should say. And, man, they're suffering some serious damage, although they have split their fleet enough to cause me some serious headaches. I've got to be very careful about what I do right now. I don't want to sail directly head-on into this Kasuga, that's for sure. I think we ought to form a wedge like this. There we are. Now we have avoided any issues. They definitely could have surrounded us better there, and they have not. But we can focus fire on this Kasuga, which has stalled in place. It's beginning to rotate. It's on fire in 2 different sections. It could not be going better. Although our Kasuga is receiving a lot of fire. One of our Kanran Marus is short of guns, short of crew. These guys need to go at half as well. I definitely need to form a line formation, so let's get our guys doing so. Can they manage it without, getting absolutely fucked? I'm not sure. But they're gonna try. Okay, so our Kasuga is missing a lot of its hull on the left. Okay, no, my men have fucked it. They've decided to rotate in place and do all sorts of shit. But we've lit a huge amount of their ships on fire, which doesn't seem to be doing anything. You'd think they'd rout or stop to put out the fires. Not exactly the case. But now that we've got our ships in a line, we can split the Kudamoto fleet in half, utilize all of our guns. This ship is very near ready to sink. I cannot wait. If we can take down at least 1 Kasuga class, I'd be very happy. If we could take down 3, I'd be even more so. For example, this Kasuga has surrendered. It remains battered in the sea. This ship is also down, so we've taken out 2 Kasuga class. Holy shit. Now all that remains is a Kasuga on fire, a Kaio Maru that we can wolf pack very easily, and 1 shitty little Chiton class. Holy shit. Look at the difference that explosive shells have made. Modernization, man, it's nuts. The Kudamoto have brought up an absolutely astoundingly large fleet to break us, and here we are shelling their flagship in the rear as their men begin to waver, and they just take huge. Oh my god, this could not have gone better, actually. I thought we were definitely going to lose this battle in like a blaze of glory kind of situation, but here we are, as I said, carrying the day. And we can even do some like first person shots. Boom, here they come. Here comes the fireworks. Okay, so 1 ship is on fucking... It's absolutely ablaze. It's nuts. This Chiton class, pretty useless the entire battle. This Kasuga, I think they're repairing. Yes, they've bunkered down to repair. Once again, useless because we are wolf packing this Kaio Maru, and they are continuing to shell our own Kanran Maru. You know what we could do? We could probably take a moment to repair as this Kaio Maru has maneuvered mostly out of our firing arcs. Well, now they're kind of moving into, the ultimate focus fire zone. So we may as well begin operations. Here we go. We're going to move again. 30 seconds of repairing, like some guy put a cup back on the table where it belonged. Put out maybe a small little fire, but here we are again, firing at the Kayamaru as it surrenders, demasted, and on. It's fucking aflame. It's nuts. Oh my god, we've won. We just have to take care of this Chiton class without losing any ships, which should be pretty easy. And then we gotta fucking take out this ratchety ass Kasuga. Here it is. Okay, this is a foregone conclusion at this point. We know what's gonna happen. We just need to get this Chiton into our danger zone, which it is currently in. Here it goes. Lots of fire. Get our Kasuga involved. Here we go. Pew! Fireworks. Boom goes the dynamite. We missed entirely though, so that's a little unfortunate. I don't know what these guys are currently thinking. Maybe they're trying to, you know, rescue some of their companions from the HMS Sucks a Lot and the USS Dick Eater, I suppose, Bag Licker or whatever. It's just not. I don't know. I'm still in disbelief a little bit that we've actually managed to win. The remaining Kumamoto Kasuga is going to try to pursue a little bit, but I think this Chiton class is going to show them that a singular ship versus 3 with explosive shells is not going to be victorious. They're just taking a beating. I don't think they did a proper move there, splitting their fleet. No, it just allowed me to drive a wedge in between the two halves. I thought, you know, maybe they're going to try to flank us and get some shots into the rears of my ships, but that hasn't happened. Instead, it just kind of turned against them a little bit, which is hilarious. Okay, it seems that my ships are no longer in formation. What am I doing? Okay, line formation. There we are. And we shall continue to shell that Chiton class. What are they doing? They're trying to like sail away, I guess. But we're just gonna stop and hold position and wait for this Kasuga. Actually, you know what? We'll advance just a little bit so that we don't have to fire past this Kayamaru. Although we are having to fire past all these Kasuga, which are going to explode any minute now, I would assume. Oh, this Chiton class actually is not in bad condition. It's got a lot of hull left, it seems. Okay, we're gonna have to swing around all these wrecks here to try to get, you know, as many shells on target. Although we are now kind of firing into the flank of this Kasuga, so again, it should rout pretty easily. But we're gonna try to swing around regardless. That's the rapid reload just ending there. And now we can swing around, unload, maybe do a bit of like a Cantabrian circle kind of situation. No, I don't know. I think we're going to have to kind of circle them a little bit. Here we go. We'll overheat the engines as well, just so that we can... Oh my, yeah, that actually makes a huge difference when you visualize it like that. And now, again, we have encircled the enemies. I don't know what my lead... Oh my god, what? What is happening? My lead ship has just shit the bed, and now we've got to get back and oh my god, we've got to reform as the enemies attempt to escape. This is just dragging on. Like, okay, that's one ship down. Just got to get the Kasuga now, which is again on fire. You think they'd kind of take the hint and be like, okay, well the Kayamaru, the HMS Sucks a Lot. No, I can't think of a third name. No. We've got the HMS Sucks a Lot, the USS Bag Licker, and why not, like, whatever the Russian equivalent of HMS is, Putin's a-hole. They're all on fire. The Chiton class as well, not doing so hot. What is the Japanese equivalent of HMS? Is it like Imperial Navy? Japanese Imperial Navy? JIN? I'm not sure. If you guys know, feel free to leave a comment, because... as with everything that I can easily look up within 5 seconds, you know, I don't have the brain capacity to do it on my own time. I always forget about it. But anyway, we're now swinging around. We're going to take out this 5th ship, and once we do so, we can return to the port of Echigo with impunity. We won't have to worry about the Kumamoto or the Morioka for a while. I think once we sink 5 Kumamoto ships, they may get the idea that we're a little bit... we ain't nothing to fuck with, especially now that we've got 2 Kasuga classes. as well. Maybe we can build some chitin class. Okay, they're now wavering. We just got to get the last Kanrenru. Here it is. Fuck y'all. They're riding pretty low in the water there. 30 men have died. There's a good shot right there. Hit them right. Okay, that's it. That's all it took. That's all she wrote, was a direct hit into the fucking engine compartment, and then they just said, fuck it. This one guy right here is just very calmly walking down these stairs. Okay, that's a heroic victory for us. Just off the coast of Echigo. Or no, Sato Island. Just off the coast of Sato Island. Well, I say just off the coast, but it's like way the fuck out in the middle of the sea. But I was definitely not, as I said, expecting to win that battle. It just goes to show how powerful explosive shells are over solid shot. Holy mother of pearl. Okay, we have the option to enlist a general. We're not going to bother. We have a mission to enchant any character, I guess. Our sea route is rated. It is the Obama with their 3 ships. Did they not just see us just absolutely destroy the Kumamoto? I don't know. We're going to return to the port of Echu, though, to form up with our other Castigo class. We'll do some repairing. Our finances have taken a massive dip because the sea route of Sato is blockaded, apparently. It's probably because my trading port in Echigo is in the shit. 1,600 coins to repair. How about our fleet? 1,000. Okay, we can swing that. The enemy Morioka clan has raided our farm up in Echigo. Toshimasa is detected, of course, not once but twice. That just goes to show how absolutely shitty he is. Have we built a cannon in Kai Province? No, we are 1 turn away from Tadayuki and his new cannons capturing Suriga. But unfortunately, the series is going to come from a close. It is now on ice. So, if you ever want to see episodes of this series ever again, you'll have to petition me. I'm going to hold on to the saves, you know, so I can kind of revitalize the series at some point if I want. But I don't think that will happen for quite a while. Much like my England series that is also on the ice. I also have those saves still. But anyway, if you want to see more of this, as I said, leave a comment, leave a like, attesting to that fact. We can always make it happen. But thank you everyone for watching the Fall of the Samurai campaign, episode 20. What I'm going to replace this series with, I'm not entirely sure yet, but you will probably see some options in an upcoming channel update, so keep your eyes open for that. So thank you everyone for watching. I will see you guys with a brand new fucking series.